If you've been exhausting yourself, trying to reach an exhausting, impossible ideal of who you think you need to be, if you feel like you're constantly failing at your perfection, if you've been your own harshest critic for way too long, you are not alone, okay? Hey, my friends, this is Jessie, and around here, this is your corner to be just authentically you, as I am every time you tap on Authentically Jessie. This is where we talk about joys, pains, and the goal here is just to level you up, to feel peace, to feel joy, to feel calmness, to feel grounded and aligned on this journey called life. If you feel a little messy right now, you are in the perfect space, okay? Messy is good, or you're tired of hustle for worthiness, or just human, that's who you are, is a human. You're in the right space, okay? First, I want to let you know at Authentically Jessie, the other day when I chopped down on just a mere boiled egg, look what happened. It chipped my veneer. Why am I still doing this Authentically Jessie drop? And I've got this imperfection going on. Because there's nothing perfect in this world. And you are seeking out perfection in this world, and it doesn't exist. We are just in a process of going from glory to glory to be the best that we possibly can be from the book of life. This gives us our guiding. These are the principles to living a balanced, healthy, fulfilling, authentic life. And this thing of perfection, you're never going to reach it. Let me just tell you that. So I feel so confident in myself and who I am, being my authentic self. I can do this video with a chipped tooth and everything, and it's still fine because the message still has to go forward, right? And I'm still beautiful in the eyes of JC, Jesus Christ, and in my own eyes. And that's how I want you to feel day in and day out. You know, chasing perfection doesn't happen all at once. It will never happen, is what I want to tell you, okay? You're going to grow from glory to glory. Each day, you just want to do better. You just want to be a better person, right? You're going to always slip off the mountaintop. You will, and have to climb right back up there and try again. And then you won't fall down you won't fall down the mountain so far. You'll find your way back up, and if you fall, it'll be a shorter distance to where you have to get up to the top. And sometimes you'll get it all right, okay? You compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reels, okay? Let's say that again. Do you compare yourself to the behind the screens, to someone else's highlight reel? You think that people that you see on Facebook have it all together. Well, I'm here to tell you they don't. You never will. And that's okay. You believe that being good means never making a mistake, right? You're going to always make mistakes. You're going to always have to look at yourself and analyze your day. And at the end of the day, this is what I do. And I try to remember to do before I pass out is I lay in bed and I think about, well, how did I do today? Where did I miss the mark? Being very honest with myself, right? How can I do better in this area? Saying, okay, I'm going to accept that I did not get this conversation right with this person. I went off the rails. How can I do better in this area? How can I perfect this to where it edifies and it does not destroy them It doesn't destroy me, right? So this is what I'm saying. Perfection does not exist. You might miss it. I mean, you might get it, and then you may miss it and have to find your your balance again. You learn to value your productivity more than your peace. Productivity is great. Going after your dreams is great. All work works, right? All work works. Myron Golden says this, and I watch him all the time on YouTube. You need to check him out. That brother is bad because he uses the principles of the Bible, right, to let you know how you're supposed to live your life and how you can live it successfully. Not perfect, but successfully. Your peace is the one thing you always want to keep. And if you're always seeking after this perfection that does not exist on this side, you are always going to be not having any peace. And we want you to have that peace that surpasses understanding and show yourself grace on this journey called life. You know, here's the most important thing I want you to really hear today is your worth is not a project you have to finish in a day. Some things are going to take much longer to get closer to perfection. Everyone's on a completely different scale. Everybody's on a completely different journey. So you cannot compare your journey to someone else's journey. You have to compare your journey to your journey, past things that you once did. How are you doing it? How are you doing in that now? Right? It isn't waiting for you to finish the finish line of perfection because there is no finish line of perfection. It does not exist, not here in this world. It exists in the spirit realm, perfection, when you don't have to contend with this flesh anymore. No flesh will control me. That's my song, On the Edge, right? No flesh will control me. That's what you're wanting to um, to contain is this flesh that's wanting to get out of balance and allow your spirit man to flow through every situation in your life and be in control, not your flesh, because that's why perfection does not exist because of this avatar that we're in. We're always going to miss the mark, but it's okay. We're always going to create messes, but it's okay. Get back up, try again. If this is speaking to your heart, I don't want you to lose this space of Authentically Jessie. I want you to go ahead and I want you to subscribe. Okay? Take time to do that right now. I'm going to wait. Subscribe, share if you know that this will help a friend, a family member, a business partner. Share, okay? Before the world told you that you had to be polished to be loved, you were just you. You know, the world is deceitful. It's going to tell you a lot of things, right? To fill your mind with a lot of clutter that does not even apply to what this says. This is your light. The world is your darkness. Let's just be for real, all right? But you can be a light that is okay with not being perfect. That's where your light can shine to encourage other people. You were allowed to be a beginner, to be curious, and you didn't see your quirks as things to be hidden. Those imperfections that you think need to be perfected, those quirky things about you, guess what? That's what makes you uniquely you. Why would you want to be like anybody else? Maybe in some areas you want to glean from other people because you admire them, right? But as far as the essence of who you are, I want you to embrace that beauty that the Creator created when He created you. Don't strive for perfection so much that you lose your authentic you. Okay? You know, but if life gets loud, and sometimes it gets really loud, we start believing that if we show our cracks, we'll be rejected. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to be rejected when you show those cracks. But guess what? Those people weren't supposed to be in your space anyway. They leave so the right people can come in and they can say, they can just, bravo, clap at those imperfections, uh, clap at those cracks, right, in the sidewalk, right? Or they can instead of them downgrading you and making you feel like you're crazy or like you've got two heads, which is fine, they're going to lovingly help fill some of those cracks with their love, with their understanding, with the way they share with you to help you get to closer to a thing of perfection in a certain area that's going to make you a better person for yourself first and for humanity. So we start shrinking and performing, right? We start being someone that we're not when we do not accept who we are authentically. We start shrinking. We start feeling like we got to put on a mask or we have to perform. That's a no-no. We don't want to do that. It has nothing to do with peace. That has something to do with being someone that you're not, right? And you have to be your authentic self. But the real you, the beautiful human being, the beautiful spirit you, that's the one that you want to embrace. You will make mistakes, but by making mistakes, that gives you an opportunity to grow. Those imperfections give you an opportunity to say, let me look at this. Like I said, I do at the end of each day. How can I do better? Not how can I perfect this? Because you're setting yourself up for a fall. How can I do better at this? That's such a much better way of looking at it. So take a moment and remember who you were before you started trying to be perfect. Who were you? Can you even go back in time and figure out who that person was? That version of you is still on the inside of you, waiting for you to be kind to yourself again and show that part of your humanity grace, kindness. Yep, grace and kindness for yourself. We deserve it. We give it to everybody else. Why can't we give this to us? Letting go of perfection doesn't have to be a giant leap. It just takes one step in front of the other. Finding grace starts with small moments of just honesty, simple, compassionate acknowledgement. It's okay to say, I didn't get it all done today, and that's okay. I pray there's a tomorrow where I can get it all done, when I can get more of it done, even if you don't get it all done. How about this? I'm struggling with this right now, showing yourself grace, and I'm allowed to be a beginner. I'm struggling with this right now, and I am allowed to be a beginner in this. Somebody else might have been doing what you're wanting to do for 20 years, and you are just starting in this field. Even though you might have the talent, you might have the enthusiasm, you might be enthusiastic about starting it, but you have not been doing it that long. So show yourself grace for being a beginner and be open to learn, open to receive new knowledge and direction, right? I'm not perfect, but I am still worthy of kindness. You sure are. Always. Always, because you're never going to be perfect. Say this, I'm never going to be perfect, but I will be the best I can be. And the only way you can do that to begin with, to even try to reach perfection, which you're never going to do in this life, is with the book of life. One thing that I've been studying with the 31-day wisdom challenge that started in January is we've been going through Proverbs. Proverbs, lady wisdom. It would behoove you to read Proverbs. The instructions in this is vast and it is life transforming. Life transforming. The wisdom of knowing you'll never be perfect, but you can be the best that you can be with the help of JC. You can't do it outside of him because you're going to fall. You're going to fail. Let me just tell you that because I've been on both sides. I've told you guys this before. I've been on both sides of the realm, right? So these little moments are just moments of grace for yourself. I love that. They rebuild trust with yourself. Trust yourself. Trust in the Lord with all thy might. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So if you're trusting in him, you got to trust in yourself because he created you. So you're made in his image. So you got to trust yourself. How can you got to trust yourself. By trusting him, you're going to learn how to trust yourself. They remind your heart, I don't have to be perfect to belong here. You don't have to be perfect to belong here. You don't have to be perfect in whatever field you're in, right? Being in the world, you don't have to be perfect to belong here. None of us are. Even though people may appear to be, guess what? They're not. The small moments of acceptance make the big moments of peace possible. So when you really start accepting yourself and where you are, that's where when you land on your feet and you land in the realm of peace. Peace, peace, peace. You can't be in this world without having peace because you will fall. You will lose your mind. You will have anxiety. You won't sleep. You'll compare yourself to other people. You'll just be a mess. You'll be a mess. You don't want to be a mess. Some messes are really good, but when it comes to peace, you don't want to be a mess with trying to find your peace. You want to be able to target that and get in that space pronto when you can. When you're spending your whole life trying to be flawless, letting yourself be seen as imperfection is going to feel uncomfortable for a moment. It will feel uncomfortable, but that fear that you feel with that uncomfortability is a good space to be in because that's where change happens. You got to sit in that for a moment until you say, okay, no, I'm not perfect, but I'm Jessie and I am striving to be who I came here to be on the level that I came here to be it on and showing myself grace in the process of this imperfection. Discomfort doesn't mean something bad is happening. It just means something new is happening. Just a new chapter, just an opening up of the door, the sliding door so you can go into the next realm. And then the sliding door so you can go into the next realm. So you're getting closer to that thing and that person that you're wanting to become. From glory to glory, that's what it means, okay? Your inner critic might get loud. Your heart might race when you admit a mistake. That's okay, because we want to cover up crap. Don't be covering up stuff, all right? Just be who you are. You might feel exposed, vulnerable. Oh my gosh, have I been there? Have I been there? But guess what? When you expose that and when you're vulnerable, it's like, thank God, I don't have to fake it till I make it anymore. I don't have to pretend to be someone that I'm not. I don't care about their approval. I care about his approval, JC's approval, more than I care about my own or mere man, right? That is normal. Just remember this, discomfort isn't dangerous. It's growth. That's how you grow. It's you're stepping in a version of yourself you haven't met in a while. Just say, hey, Jessica. Authentically, Jessie. Hey, Jessica. That's another person, right? But it's the person that I want to become, right? But Jessie is really still enough, right? So let's see. Hey, Jessica. No, I'm going to say, hey, Jessie, not Jessica. Jessica is the AKA, the person I don't want to be. That's not my name. My name is Jessie. So that's who I want to morph into in the fullness of. You just get stronger and then you get stronger the more you relax into just being who you are, right? Grace can't grow in a heart that is constantly under attack. And you could be your worst enemy, is what I'm saying. We usually are. So part of embracing imperfection is giving yourself permission to take up room, take up space, flaws and all. Just bring it on, flaws and all. Start by checking in with yourself more often. What would I say to a best friend in this situation? What would you tell them? What do I need to let go of right now? What are the things you're needing to just release right now before this video ends? Think about it. How can I be kind to myself in this moment? You know, when you're racking your brain and you're beating yourself down and slapping yourself around for something you did or something you missed, you know, you need to start saying, okay, let me stop this negative chatter going on in my head because it's not edifying. It's not who I want to be. And say, how can I be kind to myself in this moment? Stop all the chatter. Stop all the lies. How can I be kind to myself in this moment? These questions open up doors for grace to come forward again. And listen, listen, listen. Your quirks matter. Your vulnerabilities matter. Your mistakes are just evidence that you are alive. You're living, breathing, and having your being here on this earth, right? Your flawed self deserves a seat at the table. Reset. I deserve a seat at this table, honey. Yes, I do. And so do you. Not in the back corner of your life. All right? Come on. Move forward. Move forward into this new space. When you make intentional space for grace, even in small ways, you're still telling yourself, I am enough exactly as I am. I am enough exactly who 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 I am. And that changes everything. If this is speaking to you and you're ready to stop being so hard on yourself, I want you to go watch some more videos here on Authentically Jessie, because they're just going to up you to the level that you need to be and start showing yourself some grace. It's the perfect next step, just staying on this page for you awakening to the beauty that you bring to this world, right? Tell me in the comments, what's one imperfection you want to start being more kind to yourself about today? One imperfection that you just want to start being more kind to yourself today. Because remember, there's no perfection in this world. We're all saved by grace. We're all going to fall. We're all going to miss it. What's one imperfection? If this helped you today and helped your heart, you know, I'm holding your little heart right now and I'm caressing it and say, come on, you're going to be okay. Please like this video and let your friends, let your family, let anyone you know that this would speak to, that this would offer some direction. Send it to them. Share it. Like it. Emoji love it, okay? And no matter where you are or what you're walking through, it doesn't matter. Here at Authentically Jessie, there is always so much love here for you. Just love, unconditional love.